Testing, testing, one, two, three. Thank you all for putting up as we had a few technical difficulties there. I wanted to thank you all so much for coming to join us to celebrate the 83 talented exhibiting artists of ArtNow 2025 Dreamscapes. I know they have put so much work and effort into being here today, and we want to make sure they feel as celebrated as possible because they deserve that. I just wanted to make sure to quickly give you guys a little rundown of some of you may be trying to, we had a little bit more technical difficulties than you saw, trying to get your friends or family to watch a live stream. The live stream link didn't work. There is a second live stream link that is working, and it should be linked in the original description so you can point them the right way in case they're having any trouble. I also wanted to ask if you are getting any photos today and you're hoping to post them, please tag the museum. We really want to see it. Seeing these artists thrive is the thing that gets the staff so happy every single year. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Blue Sky, Tumblr, Pinterest. There's almost nothing you can't find us on. And we're almost always at New Museum Los Gatos, so please tag us. We have really unique exhibitions and programs year-round, not just ArtNow. So also follow us if you're interested. I'm sure you'll find something you're going to like. Okay. That's enough marketing from me. I know you don't necessarily want to hear all that. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce New Museum Los Gatos' Executive Director, Kimberly Snyder, to start off the ceremony.
Welcome, everyone. As Jamie said, I'm Kimberly Snyder. I'm NUMU's Executive Director. Thank you for being here today. If you can believe it, it's the 14th year of ArtNow, NUMU's award-winning annual high school juried exhibition and educational program. I've been with the organization for over a decade, and I mean it when I say it. Each year, it keeps getting better and better. If you're an exhibiting artist, please raise your hand. Woo! Everyone give these guys a round of applause. Thank you for sharing your talent with the entire community. You are future leaders, creators, and innovators. Thank you. Please know that we are all here today to celebrate you, and soon we'll announce the award recipients. But I also want to mention just being selected to be in this exhibition is an incredible accomplishment. We received over 700 unique artwork submissions from over 51 high schools, of which only 83 are on view in the museum's exhibition. It's a little windy. We asked students from across Santa Clara County to create an original work of art in response to the theme Dreamscapes that was co-created with the ArtNow Teen Council. How can art reflect our dreams? How do dreams reflect our hopes, fears, values, environment, and aspirations? What do you dream of? ArtNow was founded in 2012 by a dynamic group of volunteers who knew and believed of the immense value of arts education. Because of their legacy, many of our participants have gone on to achieve incredible things, from pursuing a higher education to becoming researchers, engineers, and creatives. The artwork in this exhibition not only reflects the trials and tribulations of today's youth, but they are a reflection of our shared humanity. They inspire us and anchor us, bringing together diverse voices across our county, helping us to understand and communicate our values as people, compelling us to wrestle with the challenges we face together as a society, and enabling us to imagine a better future. Today I'm struggling with the wind a little bit. It's been an honor to see the program grow over the years and the impact it's had on our county. Thank you all for being a part of it. This program is only possible due to the incredible support of this community. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the reality we live in. Funding for the arts and education are at risk. Funding that supports programs like ArtNow. It was a sign. funding that supports programs like ArtNow. Okay, and these decisions will have a very, very real impact. ArtNow has previously received funding from the National Endowment for the Arts, a federal agency that's currently threatened. Our organization has been around for 60 years, and we're here today celebrating the immense value of arts and education and amplifying youth voices. We're going to continue to be here and push and fight for things that matter. It's up to all of us to ensure the things that we care about continue. We're stronger together. And as an organization that's community-based, we're going to need you now more than ever. And with this, it makes me even more grateful for the contributions of so many that make this program possible, and for those that supported it for so many years, many from its beginning in 2012. So with that, I'm going to get into thank yous. So thank you to all the parents and the educators who support these young people in their artistic endeavors and encourage them to think outside the box and be creative at home and at school. My sincere gratitude toward supporters. I've gotten to know many of you over the years and have seen your true commitment to the arts. Michael and Elise Parsons, who have been with this program since the beginning and provided transformational support through the creation of the Art Endowment. Thank you to the County of Santa Clara and our previous supervisor, Joe Simidian. Special thanks to the Borganick Foundation, the Flick family, the Los Gatos Morning Rotary, the Summit League, Badger Meter, and a huge thank you to the town of Los Gatos, who, if you can believe it, took a huge leap of faith with us when we rebranded and moved to this location 10 years ago. In addition, I'd like to thank the Linda Smythe Young Artists Fund, Florence and Al Chung, Ginger Taylor McDonald, Deb and Bob Shaw, Saratoga Charitable Foundation, Los Gatos Deborah and Marty Johnson, McManus Faulkner, Jane Hyatt, Elizabeth Yee and Scott Lavore. Your commitment demonstrates that this work matters, that youth voices matter, that arts and arts education is a valuable community asset that should be supported, celebrated, and protected. Sincerely, thank you from all of us at the museum. And last but not least, thank you for the NUMU Board of Directors and the NUMU staff. It's an honor to work alongside of you. Now, with all of that said, we're going to get into the rest of the program. We have a slew of artists, educators, and elected officials that are all here to celebrate you and say a few words. We'll get ready to announce the awards in just a few minutes, and hopefully this tablecloth sticks with us till the end. But first, we're going to start stage, who we also are a collecting museum. We have a whole permanent collection, about 14,000 art and artifacts that Alexandra manages, and she's going to say our land acknowledgement now. So thank you. This is a battle.
Is proud to have partnered with the Muwekma Ohlone tribe for a few decades now, putting on exhibitions that celebrate and acknowledgement is in recognition of them. Jorge Truji. New Museum Los Gatos recognizes that it is located on the ethno-historic of the ancestral, unceded tribal lands of the Muwekma Ohlone people whom were missionized in Mission Santa Clara and Santa Cruz, the direct ancestors of some of the lineage enrolled in the Muwekma Ohlone tribe. Muwekma Sukyama. Muwekma families are the legal successors and living members of the sovereign, historic, previously federally recognized Verona tribe of the San Francisco Bay Area. This land was and continues to be of great spiritual significance and historical importance to the Thank you. And now I would like to welcome to the stage the Town of Los Gatos Vice Mayor, Rob Moore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Los Gatos. My name is Rob Moore, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Vice Mayor of Los Gatos. I'm here first to welcome you to Los Gatos this evening, and then second, share a few words about the importance of uplifting youth voices. I'm glad to see so many smiling faces here today to celebrate the ArtNow Awards ceremony. I know ArtNow draws incredibly talented artists from all over the Bay Area to our town, so if you're new to this community, we are thrilled to have you here in Los Gatos. You are always welcome here. After the ArtNow ceremony concludes later this evening, I encourage you to check out downtown Los Gatos for some good food and drink, and come back another time for some of our walking trails, to check out downtown for shopping, and of course spend time at our museum and viewing art in Los Gatos. I also want to acknowledge the parents, families, friends, teachers, and loved ones that are here with us this evening supporting their artists. I'll take a point of personal privilege to shout out two of my former teachers from Lee High School, who I believe are here with us this evening. Ms. Bartel and Ms. Borges both taught me 3D design about 10 years ago. And before taking those 3D design classes, I never considered myself an artist or a creative, but they really showed me that you don't have to paint to be an artist. There are so many ways to express creativity, and I will be forever thankful to them, as I'm sure many of you are to your teachers supporting you in your art journey. So to our teachers, mentors, and people in these artist corners, thank you for all you do. And as Kimberly alluded to, your support is needed more than ever. As we're all aware, it's a challenging time to be an artist. And while this may always be true to a certain degree, as someone who is in government, I can tell you firsthand that it is absolutely devastating to see the federal administration defunding critical programs that support artists, museums, and the humanities. Unfortunately, even our own NUMU has faced the impacts of these abhorrent, baseless cuts. However, exhibits like ArtNow remind me that we will continue to fight, create, and move forward together. I think it's important to consider that with these extra difficulties and also many opportunities that artists have, and especially young artists, and so I want to talk a little bit about what's like to be a young person these days. As someone who I consider to be in a bit of an in-between age, meaning I'm not a teenager anymore, but I do still get carded at bars, I think regularly about how I will be handing over whatever I create in this world to the next generation of young people. I spent a lot of my younger years wanting to influence the world around me, but not quite knowing how to do that. I was and still am incredibly passionate about addressing climate change and wealth inequality and corruption, but I didn't feel like I could make an impact, and I didn't know how. I felt a lot of imposter syndrome, too. Even when I would break into spaces where decisions were being made, I'd find myself questioning my abilities and second-guessing every word that I said. And then, after being elected to the Los Gatos Town Council at the age of 24, I realized something. Your ability to lead, to garner respect, to convey your message, whether through words or through art, is entirely distinct from your age. No matter how old you are, your skills and passion will stand on their own, as you've shown here with your art today. As time has gone on, I've realized that many times being young can be your biggest advantage. In my role as vice mayor, I listen to a lot of people give public comments, and I find that young people are often the most persuasive advocates. As younger people, you have the biggest stake in many of the decisions leaders are making, so your opinions and perspective carry with them extra weight. You always deserve a seat at the table when choices are being made about your future. So if anyone has ever doubted you, remember that you are capable of creating, and that hundreds of us here believe in you. The art pieces that I've seen in this exhibit are powerful displays of your immense talent, and so I'm grateful to be here celebrating you all. I'll end by sharing a brief true story about ArtNow. The first time I saw the ArtNow exhibit, I was absolutely blown away. I admired the pieces on the wall for several minutes before someone walked up to me and told me about the exhibit. Only then did I realize that what I was looking at wasn't the art of paid full-time artists, but rather that of incredibly talented high school students. This further impressed upon me the notion that no matter your age, you really can do whatever you set your mind to. Every year since, I have come back to ArtNow, and this year in particular, I was captivated by the beauty that you were able to put down onto your mediums and the powerful messages you conveyed through your art. You've blown me away with your creativity, thoughtfulness, and care for the world around you. thank you all for being here this evening and for inspiring all of us with your powerful art. Thank you. I will now turn the mic over to Mighty Mike McGee, former Santa Clara County Poet Laureate.
Figured it was my turn. So, it's funny. On my way here, I was like, oh, I hope I don't get a seat in the sun. It's going to be hot. Not a problem. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to be here today, to have been invited to participate in this. Real quick, an ekphrastic poem is a poem that is inspired by other art, right? Could be inspired by an exhibit, an entire exhibit, could be inspired by a sculpture, a painting, a video. And I got really lucky when they asked me to write a poem that was sort of on the theme of this exhibit. And I was blown away. I got to see everything in advance and talk about, there are times where I want to write an ekphrastic poem and I want to be inspired by something, and sometimes it feels a little forced. I was not forced this time. It was so easy. The words just flowed out of me. And the theme of Dreamscapes really sort of lifts the lines and the boundaries and the borders that I might usually use when writing a poem. I love poetry. It's not easy to convince people to like it the way I like it, but I love the idea of being able to express myself in a way to a lawn full of strangers today. And so, stop it. You ever get that feeling like somebody's like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. All right. So, I just wanted to say that to see an entire museum full of art made by people born in the 2000s is really phenomenal, right? Because in the 2000s, I still couldn't draw anything. I could draw like a Homer Simpson, but it really just looked like a thumb with eyes, So this is the poem. So I just want to say that the future of art is in very good hands in Santa Clara County. The future of art is in very good hands if those of you who brought art to us for this day, for this exhibit, if you keep doing this, we are in such good hands. Our eyes, our hearts, and our ears are going to benefit from the things that you will create from here on, and I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you for even making that art. This poem, inspired by your art, is called To Build a Dream That Can. Wake up. There is work to do, and some things we must never do. Like when the moon comes to your window in muted rays of soft light, the kindest spotlight, transitioning the scene from evening to night. Whatever you do, do not reach out of that window and gently push the moon away with your fingers. Because I hear that if you do, it may never come back. We will need that light. How am I supposed to wrestle the struggle all by myself, with no mouth? Instruction I can find came in a photograph of a smiling dog. A celebration serenade for lifting spirits with pixels and ink. Not just my spirits, all of them. The wandering and the wayward. The body curious. Those paralyzed by loneliness. The ones smiling through more hardships than an ocean can float. When you fall, get you out of this galaxy. It'd be easier to fly. Why can't we lift ourselves? Artists and good ideas should always meet midair. Bring a busload of zoo animals to an office building. We'll eat invisible neon snow cones and stare at bodies in pundit blue suits in gray boxes, keyboards floating in tears, daydreaming about being small again and held by the biggest love they've ever known. Why can't we build dreams out of now? Out of no more empty bellies, no more gut punch headlines, weaving hope out of chaos in the Fight Back World Championship. We all deserve to live again, like the first time you ever woke up. Slumber time blueprint of understanding, so that when we are awake, the world is too. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now I would like to welcome up a marvelous artist, an art activist, and a phenomenal professor from San Jose State University, and the president of Works San Jose. Please welcome Joe Miller.
You can thank or hate me later, for whatever happens, but it was a fun day. It got a little rough sometimes. We kind of got into a little bit of a wrestling match that turned into sort of a kickboxing thing, but no, it was really collegiate, and it was a lot of fun, and it was kind of about passion. Our deliberations were passionate, but our deliberations were not about the quality of work, because the room is dripping with quality, so that was kind of not part of the conversation so much as where we personally, not really as art professionals and that felt some sort of connection to the work, but mostly just as human beings, and just kind of thinking about the passion and connection that we had with the art, because the art had so much passion within it, and just passion that we could see in these young artists. The best of show piece that you'll be hearing about, to me personally, was really about connection, just connection as a human being, looking at this piece and having it influence us. There were very long deliberations about picking that particular piece, and there were several pieces involved in that discussion, and we ended up with a great choice. It was a little bit of a a little bit of disagreement, but disagreement among people who really respected one another and loved one another and loved what we were looking at, especially. My first art experience in a gallery was in a show kind of like this. I grew up in Richmond, California, up in the East Bay. A little bit of a lesser influential place than Silicon Valley and Los Gatos, but I was in a high school show in my junior year and again in my senior year at the Richmond Art Center that they put on, and they brought us there to actually hang the show as well. That was really inspiring to me as a teenager, just thinking oh my God, here I am, there's my art on the wall with other people in a place that has other exhibitions of artists, and that was just really huge. So I hope and I trust that this is really inspiring to all of the artists here, and I hope that all of you come and visit us at Work San Jose. We've got shows that are open to everything, as well as some that are kind of not competitive in this particular way, but it's a community art space that I help to run, and I hope that you come out and see us there. So. Anyways, thanks a lot for this opportunity, and we really enjoyed seeing the work here and just having it blow us away for the day. This is my third time now seeing the exhibit today, and it's really wonderful. I want to bring up now Constance Button, who was with us for that day and is a pretty incredible kickboxer herself. All right.
Just gonna do away with that. It's done enough moving around today. Okay. I am also joined today by the lovely Carmen Gaines, who was this year's community representative. But I'll let her tell you more about that. We're now at the fun part of the the ceremony, where we're going to start getting into awards announcements. And I just wanted to shed a little insight on, like, how did we get here? We have, as mentioned earlier, hundreds of submissions come in. We had to sift through 700 plus submissions, and it's really not easy work. One, because of the quantity, but two, because there are so many amazing pieces coming in, and it's difficult to sort of pick what is the top of the top. And so part of what we use to sort of guide our decision process for that are the jurying criteria. And so what we, hold the submissions to in terms of, yes, we admit this, or no, we don't, is a few different things. So one, obviously, the technical skill of the students and the quality of the artwork, but also what is the relevance to the theme, and how refined is their concept? Does it really feel like they put thought into this and really executed what they were intending to do with thought and intention? And a way to determine that is by reading their artist statement. And the artist statement gives you more written context for what is the thought process behind these pieces. And so we consider how thoughtful, how articulate is that statement, and does it support the work and make it resonate with the jurying committee. And the jurying committee is comprised of me, the education curator for New Museum, as well as the curator at New Museum Los Gatos, and the head of exhibitions. So I also just want to point out too that if it's an achievement already to be selected to be in the show, and it's an achievement to even submit, because that takes discipline and belief in oneself to get there. But it's an extra compliment to students who are accepted, because you do have very serious professionals who care about art and care about their the youth who are participating in this. So just know that if you're in the show, you have gotten the thumbs up from several people who care a lot about the arts. And the jurying committee is joined every year by a community representative, and I will pass that off to Carmen now to talk a little bit more about that.
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Carmen Gaines, and I am the Deputy Director with Local Color. Local Color is a artist organization headquartered in San Jose. Our mission is to build equitable pathways for artists and creatives to thrive. One of the #1 ways that we do that is by being a community partner with many institutions and individuals throughout the community, throughout Santa Clara as a region. I was so moved by this process and felt really honored to be invited to be a community representative. I would just really like to honor the vulnerability, the emotive signs of grief, the hopes, the dreams, the joy that was sprinkled throughout all of the works. Just to echo what you said, Constance, thank you and congratulations for being brave enough to take your ideas out of your minds, out of your bedrooms, out of your classrooms, and into a public space, and just submitting your artwork to be considered. You have succeeded just through that brave act. Thank you.
Okay, so now is the moment of truth, where we're going to start announcing things. And in order to do that, I would like to invite Rob Moore and Hannah Barnes, yes, to pass out awards to the students. I think we're actually going to do in front of the stage. So students, when you come up, Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Let me pass the mic off to Hannah just to say a few words. Excuse me.
Member Gail Pellerin. This is our 3rd year participating in ArtNow, and every by the talent and passion that we've touched on. Your work doesn't and captures the complexity of our world in deeply personal ways. I'm honored to present each ArtNow awardee with a certificate of recognition from the California State Assembly today. It's a small token to honor a big accomplishment on your part. Assemblymember Pellerin hopes this is just the beginning of your creative journey and that we continue to see your work in galleries, public spaces, and cultural conversations for years to come. So congratulations in advance, and thank you for inspiring us all with your work in there.
Okay. Okay. We're feeling optimistic. And you know what? That's what this is about. Optimism and resilience. So we're gonna believe in this tablecloth. Anyways, so as we get started with the awards announcements, just think of it kind of like a graduation, and I guess this is preparation for all the students because you haven't graduated yet. But there's tends to be a moment where you come up and you get your paper and you smile and shake hands, and that's what we're going to be doing. So as we call you up, you're going to meet with Rob and Hannah, shake hands with them. We have someone taking photos, and so just make sure to sort of take a beat when you come up here to get your photo taken, and have your little moment in the spotlight, and then we'll kind of keep it cruising. Okay, and so we have 3 awards per artistic category. We have 8 different artistic categories. So as we go through each category, winners, please stay up after you've done your handshake. Kind of move this way a little bit, stay up here, and then we'll take a picture as a group of 3 for each artistic category. So just bear with us a little bit, and we'll get going. And I think you have the first category, right? Yes. Okay. Okay.
We're saving trees by sharing paper. Our first category is digital art, and our judges' recognition is Linda Wang with the piece Inner Grappling. And just in case Linda is not here to accept their award, I'll go ahead and continue. For second place, we have Yukio Guo, Ethereal Nightmare. And in first place, Charlie Wang, American Prometheus. Yes, come up.
Come on up.
Congratulations.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, our next category is drawing, and the Judges Recognition Award for drawing goes to Joyce Wren for her piece Anonymous. It is in there, I promise. Yeah. Okay. No. We have. Okay. 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 Yeah. Stay. Okay. Our second place winner for drawing is Arthur Hu for the piece Bound. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. And our first place.
Congratulations. Our next category is for mixed media. Our second place is Caroline Tomaz for Home. And our first place for mixed media is Dorian Luo, Spilling Gold.
Okay, our next category is the painting category, and awards in this category are made possible with support from the Linda Smythe Young Artists Fund. So we just wanted to give a special nod of gratitude for the awards in this category. The Judges Recognition Award for Painting is Claire Ma with Looking Back into the Past. And okay. Our second place for painting goes to Alexis Kim with Life in the Dream House. Okay, and our first place recipient for painting is Yulina G with Shadow Puppets.
I just have to say, too, it's very exciting, the recognition of all the different mediums that are represented. Photography holds a special place in my heart personally. The judges' recognition for photography goes to Ben Nguyen, Vivid Dreams of Isolation. Second place in photography goes to Ricardo Vasquez, Divine Life.
It is so windy.
And first place for photography is Roxanne Howard, Two Selves, True Selves.
Okay, our next category is printmaking. And the judges' recognition recipient is Julia Lee for Subconscious Cosmos. We're good? Okay. Okay. The second place recipient for printmaking is Yuna Lee with Fight or Flight. Okay, and our first place recipient for printmaking is Mia Kagita with Insomnia. Okay.
Our next category is sculpture. Judges' recognition goes to Matthias.
Let's go.
Second place for sculpture, Hun Shuk Kang, Dreams of Childhood. And first place for sculpture, Haley Lee, Paralyzed.
Wait, Matthias. Oh, oh. I'm so sorry. Okay. And we are now at our final the Judges Recognition Award for video. And our second place recipient for video and animation is and the first place recipient for video and animation is Ash Lee with Columbus. Another big round of applause for all of our award winners. And I would like to invite the ArtNow Teen Council to the stage. What? Oh, sorry. Okay. So this is actually, it caught me off guard for a reason. This is a new award this year. We've decided to create the Staff Choice Award category for artworks that maybe weren't recognized by other, award categories, but in some. And so I would like to invite Jamie to the stage to announce our first ever Staff Choice Award.
When I'm at the museum, an easy topic of conversation I can do with people who walk in is, what's your favorite piece in art now? Who are you voting for People's Choice? And I love this topic of conversation because every single person who comes in that door has a different favorite piece for a different reason. And it really helps me understand the breadth of creativity and intelligence that went into making these pieces. Now, the issue with that question is if our visitors are particularly polite, which they often are, they then turn it back at me and they ask me, well, what's your favorite piece in art now? Who are you voting for People's Choice? And the ethics of a staff person who is in here multiple days a week voting for People's Choice is already a little iffy, but I find that it's even more difficult to come up with a favorite when you're in here day in and day out. Every day I'm drawn to a new piece. Every day I have a new favorite. So, of course, this year the staff decided, you know that impossible question? What if we made an award about that? So we are very excited to announce this year's inaugural Staff Choice Award, which has gone to a piece that has been talked about by staff since day one. We had some fierce debates over what should be staff choice because, let's be honest, there are more students in the show deserving of awards than we have awards to give out. But this one was particularly beloved, so I'm happy to announce that this year's staff choice goes to Amanda Jin, Flight. Okay. It looks like Amanda isn't in the audience, so instead, congratulations to her. I would like to invite to the stage some members of the program possible to announce the People's Choice Award. Teen Council, Jasmine and Clara, everybody.
Hi everyone, I'm Clara, a sophomore from Saratoga.
I'm Serena, I'm a junior from Los Gatos.
I'm Florence, I'm a senior from Cupertino.
I'm Judith, I'm a junior from Los Altos.
My name is Jasmine and I'm currently a senior from San Jose.
And we're the Teen Council. Teen Council is a high school internship at NUMU Museum to
the exhibition to have a fresh
Teen Council. We have been part of both the theme ideation process and the exhibition curation.
So our was to have an idea that could be interpreted in many different ways and something that is universally accessible, something that everyone can relate to.
To achieve this, we bounced ideas off each other, brainstorming and discussing as a group. Eventually, we landed on the topic of dreams, both aspirational and sleep, and what they can tell us about ourselves.
This experience has been able to get us out of our comfort zones and exercising creativity, and we were able to be exposed to the inspiring professional art community.
Yeah. But moving on to the People's Choice Award, which I'm sure everyone's been waiting for, let me tell you.
The public is able to vote for a piece that stuck out to them the most. We would especially like to emphasize that each and every artwork this year was amazing.
Exhibiting artists, museum staff, especially Constance and Jamie, and the voters who made this possible.
Okay. So So can we have the People's Choice Award? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So without further ado, let me open this. Okay. The 2025 winner of the People's Choice Award is Andi Pekelsma. Congratulations.
Congratulations again to Andi and for your amazing work. And we would like to now invite to the stage last year's Best in Show recipient after she gets her
After they
award.
take the photo.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I'd like to invite the 2024 Best in Show recipient, Olivia Moon, to the stage. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Olivia Moon, and I was honored to be last year's Best in Show recipient. First of all, I want to say huge congratulations to all of the exhibiting artists today. I was just in there, and your work is absolutely amazing. I'm so inspired by you guys, and everything looks great. Over the past 4 years of exhibiting, being recognized, and now standing here speaking to you, I've come to realize how deeply NUMU has been intertwined in my artistic journey. Amidst the STEM-saturated Bay Area, NUMU has been a constant beacon of creativity, a place where high schoolers aren't just seen, but celebrated. I can still remember the first time I exhibited here in 9th grade. Seeing my piece professionally curated, beautifully lit, and hung on a real museum wall lit a fire in me, one that I've chased every year as ArtNow came back around. However, it's not just about the exhibitions. Through NUMU, I've not only grown as an artist, but as a community member and a friend. I've met some of my closest, most talented friends in this very ceremony and strengthened very meaningful connections. I'm also honored to say that I will be using my ArtNow scholarship to pursue a fine arts degree at Cornell University this upcoming August. Thank you so much. I know it is not easy to swim against the grain in a world that tells us to follow a different path. But I want to tell you to keep working hard, to keep inspiring each other, and to keep making art. Your creativity holds power, and seeing this year's insane amount of talent, I know it will get you so far, no matter what you choose to pursue. To NUMU, thank you for creating a space for young artists to grow and thrive. To this amazing community, thank you for showing up, for supporting, and for believing in the importance of art. And thank you so much to all the people, peers, and mentors. Shout out to Miss An at Los Gatos High School and Rainbow Art Studio for the artist you've made me into today. I'm endlessly grateful. This is important. Your work matters. Never let anyone else tell you otherwise. Thank you so much.
All right, I'm back. Thanks for hanging in there. We're about to announce the Best in Show Award. So since the program was established in 2012, Mike and Elise Parsons' generosity has just been instrumental to the program. Each year they've awarded a $5,000 educational scholarship, and each year that student has gone on to pursue a higher education. So Olivia, we were really excited to hear your story. So with that, I'm going to invite Mike Parsons up on stage to announce this year's Best in Show scholarship, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do next. And thanks for hanging in there. I know it's a little cold.
I unfortunately had no interest in art whatsoever when I was in high school. Several years later, however, I was dating a young girl who enjoyed art, enjoyed going to museums, and I found it to be a cheap date. And over time, I learned to enjoy art also. That cheap date is sitting right in front of me here. She's my wife for 60 years. You students have an early start on life with art. The fact that you have been juried in the show proves that you have talent. As you move on through high school and your lives, you get busy, there's an inclination to reduce your participation in art. Don't let your talent go to waste. I urge you to keep art as an integral part of your lives. Maybe you'll only dabble in art. Maybe perhaps you'll become an avid hobby, or maybe you'll produce art for sale. You may make a profession out of it. Who knows, one day you may be back in this museum showing art as a well-known artist. Keep art as a part of your lives. Now the moment you've been waiting for. The winner of this year's Best in Show Award. This award is a $5,000 scholarship to the School of the Winner's Choice. This year, the winner is a student at Valley Christian High School, and their teacher is Karen Duquesne as their teacher. The title of the winning piece is The Dream She Carries, and of course that winner is Annalisa Fitzgerald. Welcome Jan Schwartz, past president of the museum. Huh?
Take a picture.
Wherever you want.
We're figuring it out. Fantastic. What a group. This has just been amazing. I'm Jan Schwartz. I'm vice president of the board and proud to be here with NUMU and all of you. Tonight's awards were chosen from an amazing slate of meaningful and creative works by a wide range of outstanding high school students. Experiencing the depth and variety of this exhibit led me to consider what art means to us. And here we are, we have our jobs, we have our school. What do we do with art? According to the Oxford Dictionary, the purpose of art is to convey beauty or emotional power. It's intended to invoke a worthwhile experience, aiming to communicate emotions, ideas, or experiences. The works we've seen here embody that definition. There's so much emotional power that I think we all are overwhelmed by the depth of expression of these students. It's really amazing. Thank you, students, for putting yourself out there. It's not easy to create this expression in front of everybody, and you've really made everybody look at it and look at you. Thank you, teachers, for your encouragement and inspiration. It wouldn't happen without you. And thank you to the museum. You make me proud to be a sponsor and a supporter. And thank you to the Parsons and other sponsors. It takes everyone to create an exhibit like this and a museum like this. NUMU is, now here comes the pitch. NUMU is a nonprofit art and history museum that's made possible by the generosity of our community. As you heard, the federal funding we have is not reliable. It's also not everything. Without the community, this wouldn't happen. Please come back, bring your friends back to support these emerging artists. NUMU has been in existence for 60 years, ever since Ethel Dana said, I want to live in a community that has a museum. And we've been 10 years in this space. We're celebrating the 60-10 anniversary this year, and there'll be an exciting lineup of events and exhibitions. So come back often, there will be lots to see and lots new. It's been said tonight that choosing award winners has been difficult, and I think we can all agree. There's so much. Bravo to all of you who entered. You're all winners. You've looked at dreams, dreamscapes, and reality, and you've plumbed the depths of meaning. We are all the better for your exploration. Thank you. Now, Kimberly has a few tidying up remarks. Thank you.
Thank you all again for joining us here today. Just a few housekeeping things. That ArtNow is up through July, so please come back and visit. There's plenty of time. We'll also produce a high quality exhibition catalog that's complimentary to all exhibiting artists and their teachers, and that'll be available for Artwork Pickup Weekend. We're also going to ask all the award recipients to come in front of the stage, and we're going to do a quick photo. And thank you again for all being here tonight. Thank you for everyone who submitted to the program. Thank you to all the teachers, the parents, our sponsors, our members, our donors. You make it all possible. So, yeah, have a lovely evening. And the museum's open till 6, and we'll keep celebrating. So, award recipients, come to the stage. We're going to take some photos.